I want to go back to Monday morning because on Monday morning after the Patriot-Texans game, I went on and said, Houston wins that game with 31 other quarterbacks. I want to publicly apologize to C.J. Stroud. I crossed the line. I don't ever want to do that in this role. When I started 8 years ago, was making the commitment, never go on TV and say, well, they won because the quarterback played good or they lost because the quarterback played bad. And so I've been called out on it. Accountability, full stop, shouldn't have done it. There's ways for me to say that in regards to C.J. Stroud did the one thing he couldn't do, and that's why they lose the game. I don't want to take away from New England's defense as well. So full stop, that wasn't cool of me, and that was wrong of me. Different way for me to communicate that. On to New England right.
Sounds like somebody got a hand slapped for saying that, which that is not – these shows, I would hear that and not think a thing of it. That is not something you apologize for.
He's not wrong. C.J. Stroud was awful. C.J. Stroud was the second best quarterback on his team that day.
Yeah.
They should have gone with the backup and they could have gone with Davis Mills. The backup would have been played.
Also, Troy Aikman during the broadcast said C.J. Stroud has gotten progressively worse since his rookie year as the Texans quarterback. And that is something, he said, that is the first thing this organization needs to address is why has he gotten worse before they make any other decision. I'm thinking, this is on the broadcast. Troy Aikman is saying that, which to me, Hutton, that carries a lot more weight with what he's saying, that they need to reevaluate either what they're doing with C.J. Stroud or his inability to improve and the fact that he's gotten worse. That carries a lot more weight than Dan Orlovsky going on a hot take show and saying a hot takey thing about 31 out of 32 quarterbacks could play better, which you're right, may have been true on that day.
Absolutely. I mean, it's also just it's like wins and losses going on the careers of quarterbacks or coaches. We just saw Sean McDermott fired in Buffalo after his team turns the ball over 5 times, right? Josh Allen played a terrible game, but I saw where there's a ton of praise for Josh Allen on Get Up. And every single person at the table on television praising Allen is also repped by the same agency that reps Josh Allen. That stuff happens. I don't know who C.J. Stroud's rep by. By the way, the reps are going to be negotiating soon for a contract extension with Houston. There's another big decision there for Nick Caserio. Long-term future, with big-time money. But the questions are there because of how he's played. And Aikman's right. He's not apologizing for it.
His best year was his rookie year. Why is that? That's the question you got to ask if you're the organization and the team. Is it us? Is it him? We got to come up with a conclusion and a solution as to why this guy's gotten worse over the course of his career so far, because Hutton, he was the best thing since sliced bread after his rookie year. We interviewed him at the Super Bowl after he won the Pepsi Offensive Rookie of the Year, whatever it was.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, this is a legitimate superstar of the NFL. That is no longer the case. He was bad in that game. It's fine for Dan Orlovsky or anyone else to say that. Dan Orlovsky's taking a lot of heat right now. He's going online on Twitter saying, boy, this app will break you. And he's reading into all of his mentions, and people are all over him about criticizing Lamar Jackson and not Josh Allen. He's going on Pat McAfee's show, and Pat McAfee and his guys are ripping him for being silent during the Josh Allen performance that lost the game for the Bills. But he's quick to pound Lamar Jackson and get on him and say, hey, this guy isn't worth it. He's taking a lot of heat right now. Here's what I'd like for Dan Orlovsky to do, though. And I like Dan, and I think he does a good job. You're not that important, dude. You don't owe us an apology. Because you said that about C.J. Stroud, you're not that important to have to come on and offer this sincere apology because your word is golden because you follow the film and you study it and you're on First Take. It's fine. You're not the Apostle Paul writing books of the Bible here when you talk about a quarterback's ability to win games or not on First Take. You really don't owe us anything. You're there to entertain and inform. I don't need an apology from Dan Orlovsky. Am I wrong here? Did anybody need that apology? Did C.J. Stroud need that apology? If C.J. Stroud wanted that apology or needed it, C.J. Stroud's not a franchise quarterback.
And
if he honestly cares about that, he's not a franchise quarterback.
And that's what D'Amico Ryan said he told Stroud going into the offseason. Put your phone away. Don't listen to anything. Go to work and come back for your 5th year. And let's get after it. Because keep in mind, man, the Texans are right there on that line from a great quarterback taking them to the Super Bowl. They're right there. And they're very close to having to make the decision of what we just saw in Baltimore or in Buffalo. Now, they haven't had that postseason type success or the long-term success year after year to get right there but not break down the door and win it. But they have a Super Bowl caliber defense, the best in the league. And they have playmakers on offense that should be much better. And it starts with C.J. Stroud, who hasn't been as good as he was his rookie season. That's just bare bones, right? So he's in a position to take over. But the Texans are also in a position to kind of wait another year and see if it's going to end up being a guy that they want to keep around. Like for the price tag.
Yeah.
Because you end up in just kind of purgatory. If he's just good, then that's not good enough. Hey, if you like the channel, become a season ticket holder for Hot Mic by clicking the subscribe button below and join the conversation in the comments section. Agree, disagree, we'll join you there in the chat. Now back to Hot Mic.
I see the Dan Orlovsky thing, and Hutton, you got Dan Orlovsky on our old radio show before anyone knew he was doing film analysis.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we were one of the first weekly shows here in Nashville that had him on all the time before he blew up. He was awesome. We see Dan at the Super Bowl. He's a great dude. Love talking to him.
And
he is a genuine guy who loves ball and loves talking about it. I hear that over-the-top apology.
He's not a shocking take guy.
I can't help but think about, and we see this all the time with media members, the sort of ESPNification of self-importance for media members.
I mean,
dude, you're on a show that's talking about football.
But he's on a show where they're producing a segment for his apology. You know what I'm saying?
But it's just
it's
so,
all dumb.
I just see that as just the easy, simple trap to where people start to take themselves too seriously and can't just be like, yeah, C.J. Stroud sucked that day. I'm not going to come back and apologize for saying that. He sucked. I mean, it's ESPNification of media is Stephen A. Smith is a superstar. Dan Orlovsky owes C.J. Stroud an apology on air for saying he sucked when he sucked. To me, that's sort of, it's just, and it's not just that network, but it's a big part of it, where people that work in sports media start to think too seriously about themselves.
You know what it is, too?
It's a self-importance that I don't abide by and I don't believe in if our job is the toy department of life and to have fun with what we're doing and to shoot it straight and tell you how it is and all that. I just don't like when people are so self-important.
Well, so what's the,
and I don't think Dan's that guy.
But
he sounded like that guy in that moment.
But he's also a guy that said he crossed the line. Well, how do
I said when I come on the show, I'm not going to do this. I crossed the line.
There were 31 other quarterbacks that were been better than C.J. Stroud. I mean, Josh Allen didn't play well, but in that moment in that game, again, C.J. Stroud was at minimum the third best quarterback on a roster that day played in the game. He was the backup. He should have been in the backup for the Texans at some point in that game.
Yeah, crossed a line.
He should have been benched.
Crossed a line discussing a guy's play on the field. There's no such thing.
He was awful.
There's no such thing as crossing a line when you're discussing someone's performance.
The ball security's been a huge
as a
issue.
player. Crossing a line is talking about someone's race factoring into something. Crossing a line is talking about someone's personal life. Crossing a line is lying about someone. He did not cross any line. That's not crossing a line.
It's a spot where you're right. Maybe it's just the bubble that they're in, but it's also just the reaction. He's reacting to the reaction, right? I guess it went viral, and he didn't cross the line. And you're right, dude. If C.J. Stroud's the one that expects, come on. But we can't say that either.
Well, and everyone wants...
dude, it's...
everyone wants this, even split, 50-50. Let's go to the Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen debates, right? And that's where Dan Orlovsky's taking a lot of heat. And a lot of others. I know Bobby Barack has written about a bunch at OutKick about the racial aspect of it and how people in media will side with Lamar Jackson no matter what or trash Josh Allen no matter what. And everybody wants this 50-50 split. Here's the reality, okay? There's no such thing as a 50-50 split when we're talking about individual players and their performance. Some guys are better at one thing than another. It doesn't have to be equal in the coverage of how you think about a player. Also, when you think about a player or analyze them, it doesn't have to be some testament on you as a racist or not in how you think about a player. We're looking at quarterbacks here. And what Josh Allen did in that game was not good enough. Period.
It was awful.
Right? He was awful. He made one of the dumbest plays I've ever seen at the end of the half when he fumbles and gives them 3 points that ended up costing them the game in the end. I mean, all those things can be true about that. And if you're not criticizing Josh Allen for that performance equally as much as you'd criticize Lamar Jackson, well, then I don't know that you're racist or protect the white guy over the black guy or the black guy over the white guy. I just think you're not very good at discussing ball.
It's the power of CAA.
You're just bad at it. Like, this guy sucked. This guy sucked. Lamar Jackson wasn't good enough this year. Lamar Jackson's injury prone. Josh Allen needs to get to a damn Super Bowl, just like Lamar Jackson does. All these things are true.
A lot of the sports analysts are also represented by CAA. That's Josh Allen. I'm telling you, and Lamar Jackson represents himself. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And they're competing for the money. That's what I think. It's more about that. The power of CAA.
Since we're on pet peeves in media, also, all the people that I've seen clips of, and I think Bobby Barack has reposted all of them, that are like, I'm tired of the media not criticizing Josh Allen, or no one in the media is willing to step up and say Josh. And I'm thinking, how do you know that? What big brain is out there by one media member that knows everything the quote media is saying? We've criticized Josh Allen's performance.
Oh, yeah.
Other people have. Where are you getting this info
quote,
to actually come on and have the balls, the audacity to say, I know what everyone in media has said, and not a single person has criticized Josh Allen? What? Plenty of people have criticized Josh Allen.
Well, here's the reaction.
Where are you getting this? It's just the shows that you're watching aren't criticizing Josh Allen.
It's like a 24-hour news channel. You've got Rex Ryan. Quote from Rex Ryan. Josh Allen is the best player in the world. Rex Ryan is represented by CAA. Damian Woody. The Bills have the best player in the world. Damian Woody, represented by CAA. Josh Allen is represented by CAA. Like, there's always a tie with these things.
But it's also
Adam Schefter, best player in the game.
It's very rarely everyone. Like, if you're going to criticize someone, then just say, I saw this ESPN show and all the panelists said Josh Allen's awesome and didn't do anything wrong. Okay, great. That's specific. Don't act like you're omniscient. I don't like anything that comes on and says, not a soul in media has criticized Josh Allen and his play. What? First off, you wouldn't know that. You're not Google AI.
So
you and your brain do not know exactly what everyone has said about one person. So stop acting like you're God.
There's always, though, the next quarterback who's got the pressure on them, right? And it's now on Allen. Because what just happened is he's in a postseason in the AFC. There is no Patrick Mahomes. There was no Lamar Jackson. There's no Joe Burrow. There's no Aaron Rodgers. And Josh Allen didn't get it done because his offense couldn't get it done in the moments. Not based on, they played a great defense, but they gave the game away.
Yep.
It's now on those moments for Allen's legacy. So the focus shifts now to the individual quarterback, especially without the Chiefs in the postseason. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to OutKick Hot Mic.
Daily content and more at OutKick Hot Mic on YouTube.